And good morning, sports fans. And it's the coach, AD, right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. I'm live coming from Jekyll Island. The man's in his office, always doing work. Welcome to the Karl Demasi Sports Report, all on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And coming from where, Chad?
Well, typically we're live from Center Sports Universe at Coach's Corner, but you get to be live today from one of the nicest places in South Georgia, and really, you can hear the birds chirping out there. You're at the King and Prince. One of your family friends, one of our former students, Zach Prevost, getting married, and so gotta be great to be down there, Carl.
And he's getting married to another former student of yours, Trisha Sutliff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Awesome.
Two Cavaliers hooking up.
There you go, man.
Yeah, it's great to be down here. We had a lot of fun last night with Chad, with the families. Big wedding rehearsal party. It went well. So we're getting ready for the big festivities tonight at 5:30. You can see over my shoulder the beach, the blue ocean. I mean, it's unbelievable. What just a beautiful place.
It is. I mean, that's one of the prettiest places down there in the Golden Isles area. And, so it's going to be nice and for you guys. And then, hey, man, it's been busy. Still a lot of sports going on. Even though the year's wrapping up, you got a lot of state track going on this morning. I've been getting texts on, hey, people running different events. So that winds up today. State soccer concluded last night around the state. There might be one game here or there today, but most of the areas all wrapped up last night. And then we got state baseball. Big matchups today. BC at North Oconee, two of the best pitchers in the state of Georgia and probably in the country, to be honest with you, going at today in North Oconee.
I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about right away. Let me line you up for what's going on the show today. At 9:15, we're going to talk to the director, the coordinator. You want to name him, the man's all soccer. The director, coordinator of the Coastal Empire Coaches Soccer All-Star Game. This will be the 11th. It should have been the 11th last year, but COVID-19 knocked it out. So this will be the 11th year, held at Calvary Day School next week on Specialty Sports Complex at May 22nd, starting at 10 a.m. We'll talk about that. Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. This kid's off the charts. I went to the Savannah Sports Council's Georgia Power Sports Award luncheon for this year. 4.2 average. Going to Valparaiso on a football academic scholarship. He's all-world, plays 4 sports over at Calvary Day School, and Chad did not nominate him. I picked him, okay, and that's Ryan Merklinger. So I'm excited about talking to him. About 9:30, he'll be on the bus going from one venue to another because he got the state track meet. Yep. He made it to the podium. All right, we'll talk to him about that, and then we'll wrap it up. We're going to talk to a young man that was a lacrosse star at Benedictine Military School, went on to play D1 at Mercer University, has started his own business called Scoops Lacrosse, and he's in schools. He's doing a great job. We got to talk to him about it. Dustin White. So we're ready to go. All right, let's kick it off. 3 steps in the door, high school sports. First of all, big shout out. The Havisham School wins their 4th state title this year, okay? They got volleyball, they got swimming, they got tennis, and now they got baseball. They took care of Vidalia Heritage Academy yesterday, 14-1 and 11-1. 2 quick games. So Havisham Pirates, great job.
Yeah, I mean,
Havisham Patriots.
Patriots, but listen, I don't care what level it is. You win 4 state championships in one year at your school. That means you guys are doing right. And so super excited for those guys. They got great coaches over there, starting with volleyball and all the way through. So, hey, great year for Havisham and all their sports. Just being super competitive and going out winning 4 state championships. And that's quality, Carl. You can't really beat that, man. That's super to see for these kids, especially like you said, as we round up what everybody went through last spring and not getting a finish, and now these kids get to finish that off. So that's congratulations to Havisham.
It's super, and got a big shout out. I'm going to blow my own bubble here. Islands High School, first time ever. First time a sophomore female has ever won this award. The Hollis Stacy Award goes to Veronica Searzant from Islands High School. Basketball, volleyball, soccer, and track. Another 4-sport athlete, but this award really just goes to a 3-sport athlete.
Yeah, so man, that's pretty big to get as a sophomore. That's almost unheard of. Usually, you get kids that might get it as a junior, then as a senior, but get as a sophomore. If she continues on this rate, she might be the first ever 3-time winner of this award. She's going to have some stiff competition next year as well. from student athletes coming up. And so, but hey, congratulations, Veronica. I mean, she's working her tail off. She's a great athlete, great person. We've had her on, great student. She's got big goals, big dreams, and she's working hard to get it.
I mean, she's definitely a player. She can play inside. She can play outside. In basketball, she's an outside hitter. She can set the ball. She can serve. And in soccer, she's a defender. Which you don't have a defense in soccer, you're in trouble. And Islands High School girls did a great job. And of course,
yeah.
We got to talk about the track. She was part of the 4x800 team that qualified. So great job, Veronica Searzan. All right, got a plug here. You want this brand new Coach's Corner hat? Just head over to Coach's Corner. There's a lot of paraphernalia for sale, T-shirts, hats. Go over there, see John Henderson, see the person behind the bar, and they'll help you purchase one of these hats. I got to wear it today because a little hat head because, late night last night. So had to jump out of bed and get this going. So it was a lot of fun. And once again, Coach's Corner, we got to thank John Henderson for letting us do what we do every Saturday morning. All right, baseball. I'm not going to get to soccer yet. We're going to go to baseball, okay? Big game and a lot of social media questions. BC is heading up to North Oconee, state semifinal, Class 4A. They'll play a doubleheader today.
Yeah.
All right. They stayed overnight. They left yesterday morning. They stayed overnight. So they'll get on the bus after the game. They'll come back to Savannah because it's graduation.
Yeah.
What's the question? And then they'll get back on the bus if there's a game 3 and head back up for North Oconee for the IF game on Monday. That's the way it works out sometimes when you play this late in the year. And you should be happy because this is the icing on the cake. But there are a lot of people out there complaining about it, Chad.
Listen, I've dealt with it the last 2 days at state soccer. People not happy they got to travel from Atlanta down Savannah to play at a venue. Now, once they got down here and they played, yes, they're like, hey, this is beautiful. This is a great place, great opportunity. But it is, and it's really not the kids, Carl. It's never the kids. It's the adults we talk about that kind of mess things up for everybody. They're complaining, hey, but like Richmond Hill's getting on a bus because with their COVID protocols, they can't graduate at Richmond Hill because there's so many of them. They're busing them down to Glenn County Stadium to graduate. But what would you rather have? Limited numbers or get to graduate? And everybody be there. Same thing here. Listen, I don't see any problem with what's going on with state baseball. Everybody at this point, man, so happy to be there. I know that Metter's dealing with the same thing as well. Talked to Coach Tootle, Ray Tootle up there, been Metter for forever now. They're doing the same thing. They're graduating this morning, and then they're driving down to Charlton County to play a doubleheader later today. But that's the way it is. You get this time of year, you got to move around stuff and do it. But, man, the kids that are there, they don't care one iota. They would play on Pluto. If you ask the kids that we've had in the last 2 days, do they really care about driving Savannah or not? No. They would have played on another planet for getting to play in the state championship series.
I mean, that's what it's all about. And, that's the way it works out this year. Okay? You got to play a doubleheader, come back home, go play another doubleheader, go play an IF game Monday. Hey, they take care of business. This is all hearsay, so we'll go from there, okay? So soccer, state championships here in Savannah, Georgia. I worked the games Friday night. Great games, great soccer. The boys' game went into penalty kicks. Last night, you had the same thing. We didn't get done until 10:30 on Friday. What happened last night?
Well, we didn't get done to midnight. All right, so the first game of the day was Holy Innocents girls versus Pinecrest. Pinecrest was a 4 seed, not a typical 4 seed. Talking to their coach last night pre-game, I was like, man, typically you don't get a 4 seed that gets here. He's like, Coach, our region was really tough. We had one bad game during the regular season. We lost the last game of the regular season, and we could, if we had won it, we would have been a 1st seed, but because of tiebreakers, we ended up as a 4th, and they ran gamut through the state playoffs, then ran into Holy Innocents last night. Holy Innocents was the better team. They controlled the game, but you just kind of got this feeling as the game went on that if Pinecrest had 2 good girls up top, if they got loose and got free and connected, they could cause a little bit of trouble, and that happened. All right, and they tied the game. Late in the second half, went to overtime. Holy Innocents really kind of controlled overtime, ended up winning 3-1. Atlanta International, okay, from in Metro Atlanta area, their bus did not show up yesterday morning. All right, the bus company called them about 10 minutes where they picked them up, said, hey, we can't come get you guys. And so from yesterday morning, about that time, we were kind of just working on a time frame from them to see if we could get them here on time to play. They don't get there, Carl, till 7:45 last night.
Oh,
all right. Fortunately, the other game went in overtime, so there was some time in between. And Wesleyan was super courteous, who they were playing, two teams once again from the same region. All right. But Atlanta National gets there at 7:45. We said, hey, we're going to give you 50 minutes to put on the clock.
I couldn't hear what
And they were good with that. They said, hey, we're ready to play. 50 minutes is plenty to warm up. And they controlled the game, Carl. I mean, they controlled it. They were the better team. And they got up 2-0 late in the second half. But it got kind of chippy. All right. And then every time something happened, they just couldn't keep their heads. And so they had two young men with red cards. So they got down playing 11v9. Wesleyan scores 2 goals in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds to tie it. All right. Their goalkeeper made some unbelievable saves all night. He made 2 big saves in overtime. So did the Atlanta National keeper. He made 1 big save to keep them in it. Went to PKs, and the Wesleyan keeper made 3 saves. Not just on junk shots. He made 3 brilliant saves. And Wesley wins the state championship on PKs 4-1. Atlanta National, their coach, had told them after the game, said, listen, this is our own fault. We shot ourselves in the foot. We made mental mistakes out there for you guys taking yourself million out of game to get red cards. And that's what happened. And so, but hey, life lesson. But they're very young. They got 2 seniors. They'll be back as well. And Wesleyan's very young, and they'll be back as well. And I'm sitting there going, that's the region that I'm going into to coach and play. So we got our work cut out for us. But 2 great games last night. Like I said, we walked out there about midnight when we turned off the lights.
Wow. I mean, it was a great venue. It's a great venue, and I know teams had to travel from different parts of the state, usually up north. And, I mean, you had Lovett against Pace the night before, and they're only like 5 minutes or 5 miles apart up there in the ATL area. Yeah. You got to love it. Okay, big shout-out to John Henderson. He's watching us. I'm sorry, boys, but I'm on a balcony, and I'm trying to adjust the lights, and I can't get the right light fixture. So, yeah, I miss the man at Motel 6, Lawrence Bennett. He keeps the lights on for us on Wednesday nights. So I do apologize. I'm doing the best I can. I'm on a balcony overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. What more do you want? Doing the show, I mean, there's only one better place to be, and that's Coach's Corner, of course. But don't forget also to plug Coach's Corner tonight. We have the Rush Tribute Band. So make sure you get out to Coach's Corner. There's tickets still left. And once again, I'm trying to get out of the shade here, so I'm adjusting it. So, Chad, to tell you, I got to, all this technical stuff. So, but anyway, just a great time down here. Thanks, you guys, for watching. And, of course, Lawrence Bennett, we love you. Thanks for turning the lights on. I got to bring them with me next time if I go on the road again.
I'm sure if you go on a road like Kingdom Prince, they go be right behind you. That's not a typical road trip right there. That's a great place to be.
I mean, and it's it's great because, to be honest with you, I coached this kid that's getting married today, even though he's good friends with my son, probably my son's, one of my son's best friends, Zach Prevost. I mean, I couldn't miss it, but I got to do this too. I mean, my wife probably thinks I'm crazy, but there's nothing better than talking on a Saturday morning with you and talking about local sports and national sports and all that stuff. All right, quick. Step number 2, colleges. All I can say is full participation next year.
Yeah, I mean, you look in the last week or so, all these schools coming out talking about full participation, full stadiums, Georgia Southern, Georgia Tech. I'm not seeing it from Georgia. Like I said, I've not been on social media for the last 2 days. We've been super busy, so I don't know what the dogs have said. But I know I've seen pictures of graduation up there, and that stadium's been rocking and packed. So they must be preparing for the fall, Carl.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be back to normal. I mean, Georgia Southern, he said there's going to be full tailgate festivities. So we're getting ready. We're getting out of the COVID-19 aftermath. And, we heard now that, you don't have to wear a mask if you've been vaccinated and, but you still got to be safe. We still got to be safe. It's
smart. Got to be smart.
Got to be smart about it. Okay. All right. Last step, local news. Quickly today at Daffin Park at 6 o'clock, I told this man I would definitely plug him. The Savannah Falcons semi-pro team. They're 3-3. They're playing the Savannah Raiders tonight. Big time game. Okay, $10 to get in. Anybody under $10 gets in free. I heard there's been some really big crowds coming to these games. So Savannah Falcons semi-pro football team. You got to check it out tonight. We got Banana Start Okay, we're at the 15th. We got 12 days to go. Bananas are going to start. Anything else special besides what we're going to talk about with our next guest for next week?
Well, we're also looking at state championship for baseball. We'll have 2 classifications at
There you
Great
go.
Stadium, either next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Monday. So we'll have 2 classifications. We'll know exactly who that'll be here in the next day or so.
So it'll be a lot of fun. All right, up next, we're talking to the man, the brain behind this whole thing, the event coordinator, the director. He does it all. We're going to talk about the Coastal Empire Soccer Coaches 11th Annual All-Star Game with the man himself. Windsor Forest AD, used to be the soccer coach, stepped back a little. Cam Turner, I'm excited about it. Anything quickly you want to say about it?
Now, Cam's just done a great job. It's been great to partner with him over all these years to host games here when we've been able to do it. And, he's just been a driving force behind soccer in Savannah for so many years. So he's a blessing to us all. And we get to talk to him and how he gets to promote these student athletes to colleges as well.
Next up, the man himself, Cam Turner. You're watching the Coach and AD on the Karl Demasi Sports Report, all part of the Coaches Corner Sports Network, which is all part of what?
Live here, Center Sports University. Coach Corner, we're not live here, but that's where we want to be, live at Center Sports University's Coach Corner, Coach Corner Sports Network. Family, music, fun, all of it. We'll see you in 3 minutes. Gotta pay us sponsors. Hold on, Cam.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Coach and AD on the Karl Demasi Sports Report, all live through the help of Coach's Corner and the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And I'm sorry if you're watching this and I'm a little dark. I'm sitting on a balcony here in beautiful St. Simon's at the Kingdom Prince Hotel. I got a big wedding tonight, but we got a big event coming up next week, next Saturday, May 22nd at 10 a.m. We got the Coastal Empire Soccer Coaches All-Star Game, the 11th annual. It's going to be a lot of fun, Chad, eh?
Yeah, always is. One, it's so great, especially for these seniors to get back on the field, put a jersey on for one last time. Some of them, yes, are going on to play at the next level. Some of them are not. So it's just great for them to be out there to interact with their parents, see them one more time. And Cam has just done a tremendous job over the years making this event happen. And also, what he's going to tell you is help providing possible scholarship opportunities for some of these late seniors who now want to play, and then getting some of these underclassmen seen as well.
Now, joining us on the Coach's Corner hot seat. This man's always on the hot seat. He's the AD Windsor Forest. He's got his hands in so many things. Once again, good friend of ours, Cam Turner. Cam, how's it going?
Good. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
I'm sitting down here in St. Simon's Islands. I can't complain, waiting for a wedding tonight. Chad's, of course, always working. He's just as bad as I am. But we're having a lot of fun. We're talking local sports. Hey, the 11th annual Coastal Empire Soccer Coaches All-Star Game. Great job. I know last year you had to take a little hiatus because of a thing called COVID-19. But, hey, congratulations, and thanks for bringing it back.
Well, I wouldn't be able to bring it back without Chad. So first off, I want to make sure to thank him because we've spent the last 2 days doing GHS playoff games, and I think I got home about midnight last night, and he got home later than me. So he's always been a gracious host, and Carl, you've always been a great supporter of it, bringing us on to publicize it and promote it. So we sure appreciate everything. But yeah, we are going to move forward. We've got over 100 kids selected from about 27 different schools coming to play next Saturday at Calvary Day School. Starting with girls are going to play at 10, 11, and 12, and then boys are going to follow at 1, 2, and 3. And great event to give the kids a chance to get exposed to coaches and for a lot of kids to play one last game with their friends and in front of their family here in Savannah.
Cam, when we go back to when this started 11 years ago, it seems like, gosh, man, it's been a decade now, Cam, since the idea came forth. But also, you've also added some scholarship opportunities into that in the past. Just tell people, your mindset of helping, of what it's been like to put this game together each year, the time and effort that goes into it, but also you do truly make it about the kids and the student athletes.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately this year with time restraints, I just kind of put this together in the last month because we didn't know if we were going to be able to have it with COVID. But yeah, last year 2 years ago, we gave out about $2,500 in scholarship money to kids to go. This year, I wasn't able to get out and raise any of that money, so we're not going to do any scholarship for kids who couldn't get the chance. We're going to be in the games that you're graciously going to do for us, and a lot of the college coaches that aren't going to be able to attend have asked for the bio booklets and are going to watch via live streaming. One young lady who goes to Carl School, Julie Metzgert, she is just committed to Middle Georgia this week, and been on the phone with the Middle Georgia coach and with Metzgert and everything like that. Originally, she didn't think she wanted to play college soccer, and then once her season ended, she decided to do it last week with the recruiting trail and got her lined up. She's going to be going to Middle Georgia soccer next year, and she was seen by Coach Vinny 2 years ago as a sophomore in the All-Star games, and as a local girl, she's getting a chance to go on and play.
Cam, talk about that a little bit as well. I mean, you know how it is. These seniors, like you said, Metzger here originally didn't want to play, and we've seen that over the years with 2 or 3 girls at Calvary and other boys as well, that that finalization, when they pull off that uniform for one last time for their school, it gets very real. And especially, I think, during the COVID time, seniors have taken this very seriously to realize how important, how special this moment is. But talk about the number of kids over the years that, really might even not thought that, what recruiting looked like, or didn't think they could do it. And they go play in this game, and college coaches see them. It's like, man, you got the ability to go play at the next level, and they help get school paid for.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of kids, I think, as you're saying, a lot of kids think they're done with it or think they're not good enough. And what I try to tell every kid that makes this game is that if you're willing to go to whatever level it is, if you're wanting to go play and continue your career, there's a college out there for you. And I'm sure that's the way with a lot of other sports, but especially with the women's soccer, with the female soccer side, you know, some of your smaller schools can't even field full teams. You know, they've only got, 16, 17 players instead of 22 to 25 like most schools because kids just don't want to go to those schools. So they've got money to give away. On the boys' side, it's very similar as well. A lot of kids might have to go to a junior college, to get started. But, once again, if you're willing to do it, there's colleges out there. Coach Spong, Darren Spong, the men's SCAD coach now, he's really taken a turn to get involved in recruiting local athletes. He just signed the goalkeeper from Benedictine. He's got 3 of my former Windsor Forest players there. He's got a Tyrese Bennett, a former Benedictine forward. So, he's got 5 or 6 boys here in the Savannah area because he doesn't want to let that talent leave Savannah because we have such good talent in this area. And he's starting to sign it to SCAD locally that, fans can go and support local kids on a local college.
Yeah, and I've been following along on social media, and all these kids are excited. I'm playing in the All-Star game. So do you ask these kids to play or the players to play, or do you have their coaches nominated? How does all that work?
So basically the way the process goes is college-level players or future college-level players. And then through the season, through my officiating, through me going to the game, I evaluate players and input from other coaches if I don't get a chance to see a team and things like that. And then we narrow it down and look and, and make a decision. Some kids also basically have college-level talent but choosing not to. We don't deny them the chance to play in this game because, once again, it's their last chance to play with their friends and family. So we open it up to everybody that has the talent. That's the main thing from the college coaches that I've been told over the years is, 1, our hospitality is great, and 2, our talent is top level. There's no other all-star games in Florida and up in the Atlanta area that they go to that has better talent. And, Coach Murphy at Georgia Southern, he's communicated with me as a division college coach. He comes and sends somebody to evaluate and look at our talent here. Granted, it may not be him to go, but he's the college we have around him.
Chad?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole thing is a lot of times, like Cam said, kids might not even know the thing good. Getting local colleges around where you're at is a big deal. And these kids get on the field and go out, and then you got coaches waiting on you. And as a student athlete, you're like, wow, I didn't think I was good enough, or I wasn't quite. I thought I've been putting in the work. Now sees it, and they're on that level, and they get to go play another 4 years. And what I tell kids all the time, and parents all the time, is like, quit worrying about the number behind the NCAA. Just find the right fit for you, and that's the main thing. And I think that's what you've done, Cam, is help these kids find the right fit for them as players and then as young student athletes. And that's one thing. I mean, you now have a huge following of college coaches that come down to Savannah. One, hey, who doesn't want to come to Savannah?
Yeah,
spend a night, spend a weekend. You take care of them. You're a super gracious host for them. But what's been your feedback from the college coaches that come down here and see these student athletes?
Well, once again, like I said, they're excited to come see the talent that we have, and they see what we have to offer. A lot of teams aren't on the level at the elite tournaments to get invited to the top level tournament these colleges are going to recruiting. So they only really come to Savannah one time in talking about Savannah United. So, they come back to see us here because they know we're pulling the best of the best. And as the recruiting goes, they look at sophomores, can't really talk to them. Juniors, they can identify the juniors and talk to them at the beginning of August. And, seniors, a lot of the schools are looking for players to finish up their year. next year, like I said, Middle Georgia and Erskine coaches both. We're still we have other colleges as well, but that's just the two that I just spoke to this week. Seniors we had that were still looking to play soccer. So it's just a good thing. Feels good to give back, to help out. I mean, I'm going to referee men's league soccer today over in Hardyville for 8 hours. We never. It's just in our blood, and enjoy doing it because I know it's helping kids out. And I remember we had one of your girls, Chad, years ago that didn't want to go play college soccer, didn't think she could, and then the South Georgia coach took her on, and she ended up going to South Georgia, and it's just, just gives the kids a chance to continue playing soccer and continue the sport they love. That I don't think they would have that opportunity without this game.
Without
no doubt. All right, Cam, tell us the specifics for next Saturday so people can know they can come and watch what they got to do.
All right. Well, first off, I need to make sure to thank Specialty Sports, Costner Law Firm, and Dentistry for Children. There are 3 main sponsors, along with Chad, Griffin, and Calvary Day School. We couldn't put these games on without them. And then the games are going to be next Saturday at Calvary. We have 3 girls teams that are going to play a round-robin format starting. Their first game is at 10, 11, and 12. And then the boys, once again, 3 teams, round-robin format at 1, 2, and 3. Admission is only $5 to get in to watch all the games. For kids under 12, it's $3. And, really come out and support these local kids. Let them play in front of a big crowd. We haven't had that chance. Unfortunately, at Calvary, we've got enough room to where we can space people out to, follow the COVID restrictions, but to make sure these kids kindly, get an environment of playing in front of a crowd and hearing the cheers and applause one last time.
I appreciate it, buddy. We'll be out there. We'll be doing a show there because the man's got to be there. He can't come sit in coach's corner with me. So let's take the show to Calvary Day School and Specialty Sports Complex. Cam, keep up the great work. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep. Thank you, gentlemen. And once again, can't wait to give Chad hugs and kisses next weekend as a farewell tour begins. So thank you for everything, gentlemen. You have a great day, and I'm off to South Carolina.
All right. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it, man. Hey.
Yes. Bye.
It's going to be a great event. We didn't have it last year, Chad, and this means a lot to these kids. And I've been following the social media tweets and Instagrams and all that other stuff. The kids are excited about it.
They are, man. And listen, Cam just does an amazing job with it. I mean, I think he's kind of like the godfather of local soccer here. He's just been so involved in it. He's involved in club scene. He makes sure his kids involved. He makes sure his kids get recognition. He gets them out in front of college coaches. He's just a tremendous ambassador for the sport. And to get this rolling, you got people like Sierra Thomas at Specialty Sports, who's always their uniform providers. They help out tremendously with this. And like we've said, I mean, the kids are so excited, especially this year to play. There's not many kids that have said no. If there is, it's because, hey, either they got graduation at the same time as the games. Some of them have said originally didn't say yes, and then they realized, hey, my graduation is later afternoon. I can come play in the morning, then go graduate later that day, and they're so excited about playing in the game. So looking forward to it. Great event. Once again, we'll be live here at Specialty Sports Complex. I mean, you'll be doing the show as the games are going on, and so we'll get to see that. Maybe we can pull a player from there and have a couple kids on, and we'll have Cam and Sierra on as well in between games.
All right, let me make this short and sweet because our next guest's waiting. He's not on the bus yet. Got 3 minutes, Ryan. Hang in there. You're watching the Coach and AD on the Karl Demasi Sports Board, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We'll be back in 3 minutes with this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, Ryan Merklinger from Calvary Day School. Big Merk.
Big Burke.
We'll be right back.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, sports fans, live from St. Simon's Islands at the King and Prince Hotel. It's the coach and the AD, but he's stuck in his little dungeon over there. The man's always doing work. He'll be out there coaching next week at the Specialty Sports Complex with the coaches. Let me get this right. The Coastal, it's too long there, Chad. Coastal Empire Soccer Coaches 11th Annual Soccer All-Star Game. There we go. I got it straight. And remember, this is all brought to you by Coach's Corner. We're part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. There's 5 shows. You got us, the coach and AD, the Karl Demasi Sports Report. You got Rubbin' and Grubbin' every Wednesday night with the Atlanta man, Brandon Bain, at 7 o'clock. You also have our golf shows when there's a major golf tournament. We'll have the 19th hole with Brent and Sean Herb. And then 2 podcasts. We got, of course, the Hot Grids podcast with Travis Judon, who wrote for the Foresight News last night, which was pretty cool. Yeah. And then, of course, you got the Who's on First Base baseball podcast with the coach and the fanatic, Kyle Lawson, which we took the week off because the man finally got a job after a year being laid off from COVID-19. So what comes first? The cash. The cash comes first, okay? But as we say every show, this is our most favorite part of the show. I went to the Savannah Sports Council, Georgia Power Sports Awards luncheon last Tuesday. And I'm telling you right now, the kids that won the scholarships, the community and local scholarships, it's unbelievable. Every athlete there had a 4.0 average or better, while this young man had the highest, 4.2. He's a four-sport athlete. He plays left tackle, protects his baby brother's arm, okay, his blind side, and then he goes and plays basketball, which I had a coach against him. He's a force down low. We would call him the bread box, like Shaquille O'Neal, okay, because it's very hard to move a bread box. And then, of course, he goes out and does baseball and track, and he does everything. One of the leaders over there at Calvary State School. And I read from Coach Stroud, the young man is dedicated. He gives a lot of his times. He works hard, 4.2 average, community service, unbelievable athlete. You got to love it. And he signed a national intent to go play at Valparaiso University in Indiana. Joining us now live on the Coach's Corner Hot Seat, Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, Ryan Merklinger. Hey, Merk, what's up?
Hey, everybody. How are y'all?
Hey, we're doing great, and we're glad to have you on. I know it's a crazy weekend for you, but once again, congratulations. You made it to the podium in the shot put.
Yes, sir. I got 8th place yesterday. Throwing. I threw a 43.9, so that's like a 3-foot PR.
That's great.
Merk,
Coach.
What a great way to cap off your senior year. Make it to the podium at state. You've done a tremendous job in track, getting out there and working, becoming better. Listen, like he said, it started off in the fall. You got to really protect your younger brother Jake, who was our starting quarterback this year. So talk about what that was like to begin with. To get to play with your younger brother, and you getting to protect his blind side, and how that had this to be a really cool moment for the football season.
It was definitely a great way to leave my Cavalier career, blocking for my brother. He's super talented, and we've always been near each other in age, so we always knew, like, hopefully in high school he'd be able to start and I'd be able to block for him. So this year when we started, we always had a good time at practice, and kind of watching him like become a varsity quarterback was something really fun to watch. And of course, we got into our arguments like brothers do. I remember in a few games we got in some pretty vicious arguments over some little things, but that's also what made it fun, is that we both respect each other enough to get it done and try to win every Friday night. So that was really awesome for me and my family.
Well, I got to go one step further, okay? You're both also basketball players. So if we put you on the court and you two guys had to go one-on-one, I would go with you, because, I mean, you got to take the young guy down low, because I know he's tall, but he's skinny. You got to take you, right?
Yeah, we were little. That's what I was kind of a little competitive about. We go play one-on-one in the driveway, and he's always a little bit faster than me, but I'm an offensive lineman, so I kind of bullied him a little bit, and I made him feel a little bit bad about himself when we had to play one-on-one sometimes.
All right, well, I want to know this. I mean, 4 years at Calvary Day School, you love the place. You're known as Big Merk on campus. Tell us what it's been like going to Calvary Day School, and what, Coach Stroud, Coach Carver, your other coaches, what have they meant to your high school career, whether it be athletically or academically?
So Calvary is definitely the best place to be in Savannah. There's no other place like it in terms of coaches, academics, and the elite level athletics that we have. It's been a blessing to not me, but just everybody that's there. And in terms of the coaches, Coach Stroud, he is one of the greatest men I've ever met, and Coach Carver too. They both push me better every day, and it's not just they're my coach; they're also a good mentor and a father figure in my life to keep me on the right track and kind of mold me for life beyond sports.
Well, Merk, one of those coaches. Football is a little bit different than other sports. We have Pacific position coaches. Talk about Logan Daves. Logan is kind of got we didn't know at the time. He's getting ready. He's now the OC at Toombs County. But talk about the impact of Logan Daves in the weight room, and also just in your life in general.
Yeah, so Coach Daves is the coach that kind of taught me about playing football when I was a freshman. I didn't really enjoy football that much. I kind of wanted to be a basketball player, but I mean, he was my coach for offensive line. I just fell in love with it. And then he every day just pushed me to be better. And he's different in the way that he coaches. He can be stern with you and he'll get in your grill and make you better. But then 25 minutes later, he's just fine. It's just, he's a great person. He's a great father figure for me. And he's been a blessing in my life. And I know Calvary's going to miss him a lot when he goes there to as a coach.
And you're watching the Coach and AD on the Karl Demasi Sports Report. We're at our favorite part of the show, the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Dr. Bart, Lisa Wetherington, you know I love you. You've been following me doing this since we've been on the radio for almost 11 years now. Also, I've been following you guys way back in, if you guys remember, I found a JT and Crew Thomas basketball jersey. You were the traveling doctor for us when we did those charity basketball games. But once again, we love it, and I appreciate it. I just want you to know that. But going back to Mr. Merklinger, Okay, so what would you say to a younger kid, like you said, like Coach Days got you to come out and play football, who has aspirations to be a young athlete or wants to succeed at being an athlete and get to the next level? What advice would you give them?
First thing I would say is stay consistent with what you do. You can't, it's not, once you make the decision, it has to be an everyday kind of thing where you know what your end goal is, and you can't forget about the reason why you're playing and what you're doing it for. Because if you get what you're doing it for, then you won't be as motivated to continue to reach that end goal. In mind, when I was a sophomore, this is to become a Division I football player. So every day, that's kind of what I had on my mind, and I worked towards that. Even when I was in the off season playing basketball or throwing shot, but I still was watching film or working out or doing something to enhance football at the same time. Nice. So just stay consistent and always remember why you're playing.
Well, Mark, I've had the pleasure to be around your family for a while now, especially your mom and dad, and especially your dad. He's become just a great friend of mine, someone I trust immensely, that we've helped develop youth football, the Crusader program here at Calvary. But talk about, listen, man, when you play AAU basketball and you play football on the level you do, talk about your parents, man, and really what they've meant to you and your development, not just as a student athlete, but just as a person in general, man. They're just great people. So just talk about your parents a little bit.
Yeah, my mom and my dad have definitely been one of the main people in getting to me where I am today. I know they spent countless hours driving and countless dollars just taking me places on gas or hotels and stuff like that. And I mean, I've been playing sports since I can remember. And the best thing about it is they never forced sports on me and my brother. It was always like a decision, like either you're going to do it or it's okay if you don't. Like, we're not going to shove it down your throat and like make you not like it by the time you're a senior. So like when I didn't really enjoy football in 8th grade, like they were okay if I didn't play, but I ended up making the decision myself to play. So that kind of made me and my brother's sports journey more personal because it wasn't forced on us. So they definitely just kind of kept us there. And then whenever we said we want to do something, they were completely for it and 100% behind us. It didn't matter if it was me throwing shot put or Jake wanting to play baseball this year after deciding the day before practice. It did not matter. They were all for it.
Unbelievable. Family life. You got to love it. And, okay, my question is now, you're a Savannah boy. You lived here your whole life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're going out to Indiana. You're going to go through the 4 seasons that sometimes gets a little nasty, a little cold. What made you choose Valparaiso out there in Indiana?
So Valpo, it's a perfect blend for me in terms of academics. They have an elite level academic kind of thing going on there. So I'm really excited about that. And then I get to play the highest level of football I could, which was Division I FCS. And that was a blessing. So honestly, it didn't really matter to me 14 hours away because all I was looking for in college was the right fit for me. And I didn't want to limit myself just to one area of the country if there was a great school like Valpo up there in Indiana. And then Coach Fox, the head football coach, is a new coach. He's only been coaching for 2 years. So his first record, I think, was 2-9, and then this year during the spring season, they went 4-2.
Nice.
So he's definitely turned that program around. So I'm excited to be a part of that. Hopefully, we can win a PFL championship by the time I graduate.
Well, like you said, man, you're recruiting. The recruit for you guys in this 2021 class was so different because you didn't get to have the whole camp circuit in the spring last year. You didn't get college coaches that could come on campus and visit you guys in all fall as well, and all spring. And so, the dead period ends June 1, and all the camps are going crazy. All these kids now get to go flood camps, and you didn't get to do that. And so, I remember talking to you about your relationships you built with your coaches at Valpo, and that was really the decision that helped you make it. And so it just really seemed like that was just become another extension of what you've had with Coach Days and Coach Stroud, with that school.
Yeah, 100%. That is definitely something they showed interest. They showed the most interest in me, and they showed that they wanted me a part of their program. So it was a pretty easy decision when I really thought about it.
All right. So easy decision. You're going to go out to Indiana. Okay. Tell me one thing you're looking forward to being in Indiana besides playing football and going to school.
Indiana is like 45 minutes from Chicago where I am, and then it's like 45 minutes from South Bend. So I'm kind of excited just to kind of see that part of the country in the Midwest and kind of, because I've always lived in Savannah, so I've seen Atlanta and stuff. I kind of want to see like what the big Midwest cities are like, kind of like how life is in Chicago and stuff like that. So that's what I'm excited.
You gonna go check out Touchdown Jesus in South Bend?
Yes, sir.
So, chat.
Ron, hey, who's driving you this morning?
Coach Wes, he's driving the whole track team to the state track meet finals today. So I'm on the bus on the way there.
Nice. Well, Coach Wes, hey man, talking about Coach Wes Wetherington, wide receiver coach at Calvary Day School, also part of the track program, does a great job as well, and is also driving the bus, man. So Coach Wes, appreciate all you do. And Merk, man, listen, we're super proud of you. Being a student athlete, 4.2 GPA, all the community service time you put in, the impact you've had not only at Calvary but in the community in general. So, man, hey, congratulations on making the podium, PRing at States, and an awesome opportunity. And it's been a blessing to have you and your family, and have you as just a great Cavalier and a great role model for others to follow, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And thank you too for everything done for Calvary. You'll be greatly missed.
Well, I appreciate it, Ryan. Great job. Keep it up. And now whenever Valpo, as they like to say, is on that ESPN channel on ESPN3, I got to be looking for that left tackle. You know, remember, you got to protect, whether it's your brother or not, you got to protect that quarterback.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Congratulations.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you again. See y'all.
And, Chad, I didn't get to ask him the question, but this young man does a lot of community service. I mean, he's out there helping special needs students. He's at Special Olympics. And I know we're running a little behind here like we always do. And we got our next guest waiting back there in the coach's green room. But, I mean, just a great kid. I mean, great role model. And like I said, to the people out there, send me your nominations. There are a lot of great kids out there. But this kid impressed me the other day at that luncheon, so I had to get him on, and I had to talk to him about it. And you had nothing to do with choosing this kid either. You didn't even know I was going to go do this. So just a special kid, special athlete, special person, and he gives back a lot too.
Yeah, they're just the family is one of the most humble, gracious families. We talk about this all the time, Carl. We have these kids on, and they talk about their parents and you know how imperative their parents or their family's been in their life and how supportive they've been. And he just got two uber supportive parents who truly care about people as human beings. His dad still coaches youth football. I mean, his kids are grown out of it. He's still running coach football. He's still helping and trying to develop a flag league here in Savannah as well for young people. And I mean, they just love sports and they love being in that sports community. And his mom and dad have just been terrific.
Hey, and it's a great segue. We're going to talk about another great family that's here in Savannah, Georgia. Of course, his father was a Raider. He became a cadet. Okay, we're talking about Robbie White from Savannah Christian. He's a big part of the Greater Savannah Athletic Hall of Fame. He's done a lot of great things here with sports in Savannah. But his son now is taking that one step further. He's got his own business, but it's not because of the business. He loves what he's doing, Chad.
Oh, man, listen, he was one of the first people, you know, he is the extension of lacrosse here in Savannah, him, Christian Harris, and others. So we're talking about Dustin White here. He's just done a tremendous job growing the sport of lacrosse, and he's become a tremendous ambassador, played at Benedictine, went on to play LSM or long stick midi at Mercer, and just a great ambassador for the sport and just a true great human being who's get it down at the grassroots level. And I know I'm going to Atlanta, but I know the growth of lacrosse in Savannah is going to be tremendous over the next couple of years.
Well, I can't wait to speak to him. And once again, you're watching the Coach and AD on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Coach's Corner, proud sponsor of this show forever for the last year and a half. But John's always been part of this show. He loves it, what we do. He loves giving back to the community. So this next guy I can't wait to talk to, Dustin White, waiting to talk about Scoops Lacrosse. And it's all right here on the Karl Demasi Sports with the Coach and AD. And we're always coming from where?
Live from the Sierra Sports Universe at Coach's Corner.
Time out, Dustin. 3 minutes. We'll be right back.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Coach and AD on the Karl Demasi Sports Report, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Remember, we're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube. So I know we're not live on the radio anymore, but we're on the internets. And just join us every week because we have a lot of fun doing this. And once again, this is what it's all about. Here's a kid that starred at Benedictine Lacrosse, went play D1 at Mercer. I mean, he comes back to Savannah. He wants to spread the word about lacrosse, and he's doing a great job. He's doing it through Scoops Lacrosse. I mean, what else? He's the director of the lacrosse program. He's going to get more into us, Chad. But this is what it's all about. These kids coming home and giving back to the good old SAV or the Seaport or the 912.
Well, for Dustin especially because, Dustin's a very smart young man. Obviously, smart to go to Mercer. But this wasn't originally maybe his calling. I think he wanted to go to PA school. So we get to talk a little bit about, hey, following that passion, that path went a little bit different way. But he's uber successful right now in what he's doing. And we are definitely blessed to have him in Savannah and growing this great sport of lacrosse.
Joining us now on the Coach's Corner hot seat. You got to love the guests are always on the hot seat, but they, hopefully they'll get some food because it's the hot seat, like grub some food, but we'll talk about that another day. Joining us now from Scoops Lacrosse, former Benedictine cadet, former Mercer Bear, Dustin White.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Dustin, great to have you on. And once again, a great job in what you're giving back to the community here with lacrosse.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. I mean, I just love the fact that we can spread the word. I know I run into you guys all the time, but finally getting on the show. So excited about it.
Well, Dustin, in talking about that, man, the growth of lacrosse in Savannah, it's just been tremendous. I know my son's picked it up in the last, 3 or 4 years and is absolutely falling in love with it. Talk about how you got involved in lacrosse, and when was the first time you picked up a stick?
Yeah, so I actually started really late. I didn't start until I was 14 years old, thanks to a handful of people, obviously Dick McAllister being one of them. But I picked it up so late, with my dad. I played football, basketball, and baseball since I was, 4 or 5 years old. And it was intimidating. And I think it still is for, older teens to kind of pick up a brand new sport and be like, I'm an athlete, but I don't know what I'm doing yet. Well, when I picked it up, I just fell in love with it. And I ended up, I don't recommend this to anybody else, but I just ended up dropping all 3 sports and playing lacrosse year round. I loved it so much. And I started late. So that's one of the reasons I had that bug. But, when I first started, I didn't think I even had a chance to play in college. I was in Savannah, Georgia. No one played lacrosse back then. There was 30 people that played lacrosse. So coming back and seeing the growth is just incredible to see.
Well, Dustin, you talk about that. Talk about the growth of the sport. Just even like 2 weekends ago, having the middle school league championships out at Daffin. Talk about the numbers now and the growth of what since your time in Savannah.
Yeah. So when I left BC in 2014, Christian Harris, that's when he came into Savannah. So we never crossed paths until I really came back home. And when he opened up the shop, Low Country Lacrosse, and then kind of started his, top left brand going through that, just to see the rec and travel ball, I think for 4 years in a row, we were growing at a 30% rate back to back to back. And so to come back and just see all these kids playing lacrosse where none of that existed really when I was here. I mean, there was one team, but we have so many middle school teams now. Calvary they added a high school and middle school team in 1 year. And so being able to see that after kind of going through the rut of it, of, such a small community and how it's grown with Christian and the shop and just the whole brand. It's just, it's fun to see. So it's hard to deny how awesome it is.
So how did you get involved in Scoops Lacrosse and spreading the word through the youth? And I know you go to schools now, you go to different organizations. How did Scoops Lacrosse come all about?
Yeah, so Chad actually kind of hit the nail on the head. That was never my, intent to just, run around with a bunch of 6 and 7 year olds 4 or 5 hours a day with metal sticks. So I get asked that a lot. But to keep a long story short, Scoops Lacrosse actually is originated in Maryland. And this guy named Matt Belson does an awesome job. He has like 40, 50 kids all the way down to 3-year-olds running around with lacrosse sticks. It's hilarious to see because they're having so much fun. And through mutual friends, this guy that started his name's Brad Nine, and he started a youth soccer program. Now Tormenta Futures, used to be called Sweet Feet. And he just reached out to me and said, hey, you want to try and do this same thing we're doing in Savannah with lacrosse that we're doing with soccer? And I said, sure, I'll give it a shot. I just graduated. I was trying to get into PT school was what it was after I graduated from Mercer. And, that fall of 2018, I probably was only in 5 schools. Calvary was actually one of my first schools I was in. But within those 5 schools, I maybe had 40 kids. It was a side gig that I was doing, trying to get into school with all that. And then just coaching for fun. But then the springtime rolled around and then it went from 5 schools and 40 kids. And then, I was shocked. It went from 15 schools and almost 200 kids within a few months. And then I kind of talked to Brad and I was like, man, this is getting really serious. We're growing something. And so him and I had a long talk and he said, you know what, if you want to run with this, you run the show. And then that's it was great mentoring from him. And then Chad, exactly right. I kind of found my passion. I never thought my passion was going to be coaching, never thought of it. I'm sure a lot of coaches are the same. You never think you're going to end up yelling at the top of your lungs for 4 and 5 hours trying to match the energy of the kids. But I enjoy it because I like to think a little young. So I get to run around and it's so much fun. And I'm so glad that it's continuing to grow.
And you're watching the Coach and AD right here on the Karl Demasi Sports Report, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Don't forget, tonight in the Sound Garden, we got the Rush Tribute Band. Get out there, check it out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There are still tickets. Go to Eventbrite, and you can walk up the door and buy a ticket. That's from the man himself, John Henderson. Thanks, John. Love you, brother. All right, back to Dustin. All right, so like you said, you got these little kids crawling on your legs or hanging on your shirt tail.
Yeah.
besides that, what has been the biggest challenge for you to get this this organization, Scoops Lacrosse, rolling here in Savannah, Georgia? What's been the biggest problem?
Yeah, so now as it starts to grow, just manpower of, coaches being able to work with kids. Not everybody wants to do that. And that's the hardest part, and the other thing is, as this sport continues to grow, schools like Calvary add programs, and then the coaches that worked for me end up going to work for Calvary. So, that's a sacrifice I've had to make. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's been tough. You don't get a day off and you're dealing with 70, 80 kids a day. And sometimes your patience is definitely challenged. But I am totally fine with working a little extra hard just to see programs like Calvary and younger guys that I'm friends with to keep that tight network to continue to grow the sport. So, that's probably the biggest challenge. That there's always going to be kids that don't listen, crazy kids, but guess what? They're kids. And so if they can go home and their parents don't have to ask them about how lacrosse was today, if they're so excited about the sport that they actually tell their parents, hey, I had so much fun today, and the parents don't have to pull those words out of them, then we're doing our job. So that's kind of the whole goal. But yeah, I mean, I think as we continue to grow, there's going to be kids and I've found some young coaches that want to do it. But it's a challenge, but we're gonna go through it.
With Dustin, in talking about that, the growth aspect of Scoops, the growth aspect of high school lacrosse. Also, lacrosse is a little bit different. Now you have kids being recruited at that high level and coming out of Savannah. So talk about like what you've seen from a growth standpoint in recruiting here at Savannah and what that looks like, and just the level of lacrosse. I know, hey, we're maybe still not to the Atlanta level yet, but how quick, man. Listen, every sport in Savannah has eventually caught up to Atlanta. And I don't think we're that far behind. So talk about the growth of recruiting, but also what are the next steps for Savannah to get us to that Atlanta level?
Right. Yeah, I think as we continue, so right now it's just, we have 11 high schools in the area, Coastal Empire and Low Country. I count Hilton Head and that kind of area. I think as we continue to start players young, that's the biggest trick. Because if you're in high school, I mean, I tell this to high schoolers all the time. If you come into ninth grade wanting to play lacrosse, imagine an athlete trying to dribble a basketball for the first time. They're going to have trouble. So I think as we continue to start young, I think one of the biggest things we're going to see is the fact that, with Christian and us through the Savannah Hawksbills and top left, we continue to grow at such a young level. So it's a matter of time before, you're right, we do catch up and we are competitive. But I will say, back then we kind of get caught in this Savannah bubble of, hey, we're good in Savannah, but what's it like outside? So I think as more kids start to really love the game and continue to play year round, then it's going to be great, because then you're right. It's going to be more recruiting, more guys going to college. And that's just the ultimate goal right there.
Well, I know you guys have just done a tremendous job with Hayes alone. For example, we went up there for a supplemental tryout with 3D Lacrosse, which is a national brand like Hawksbills. And some of the coaches were like, well, where have you been?
Yeah.
He's
right.
out with a lot of great coaches, and they're like, where'd you come from? Where you live in Atlanta? He's like, I don't. I'm from Savannah.
Right.
And they're like, wow. And that's just a tremendous testament to you, Christian, Burnham, all you guys that have poured into these kids and really helped them develop their lacrosse skills, because the coaches are like, wow, man. All right.
Right.
Yeah, he's a bigger kid, but he had really good hands. He's playing deep hole. I think he's really found his niche there. When you guys stuck a long pole in his hand about 2 summers ago, and it's just you can see that they're getting there.
Right.
That's a testament to you guys and the development of the players. And also talk about, hey, we do have local programs here like SCAD and Mike Cummings and what those guys have meant to the growth as well.
I remember going to games. I went to SCAD games when I was younger, and, we had the NAI National Championship tournament in Savannah a couple weekends ago. And so the fact that, SCAD's competitive, Christian Harris being the assistant coach, it just continues to tie everything, because the one unique thing about lacrosse in Savannah is that our network is so tight. If you do lacrosse in Savannah, you know exactly who everybody else is, because it's not big enough anyway. So it's a good kind of thing to have. And you're right about development. I think that's the one thing that I learned the most about just being with BC for the first year. A lot of people don't know that when I came back from Mercer, I didn't immediately jump back into my alma mater. I wanted to work with all the high schools and get a chance to work with, Effingham, Richmond Hill when I got back. And with this being the first year that I was actually coaching at the high school level, yes, I can run around with kids and, have sticks in their hand with a bunch of 6 and 7 year olds. But the awesome thing is to really kind of fine tune that, the real coaching experience of working with high school kids and just watching everybody improve so fast. Because you're right. A lot of people don't know that Savannah does offer good lacrosse. When I would go to the same camps you're talking about with Hayes, they'd be like, you play lacrosse in Savannah? Like, what's going on? So it's been so much fun to see these guys that are athletes that end up getting so much, like they gain self-confidence because they're like, wow, I'm learning how to do this brand new thing and I'm getting pretty good at it. So it's been awesome to see the development all the way from the youth all the way up to the high school level.
Well, Dustin, you're doing a great job, and I know you're going from school to school and you're promoting it. And, you're not just promoting, like you said, your alma mater. You want to be involved in all the kids. You do a great job. So if I'm a parent, I want my kid to get involved, or I got a team that needs a little more instruction, give a shout out and how they can find out this information, how they can get in touch with Scoops Lacrosse and, of course, Dustin White.
Yeah, no, we Scoops Lacrosse has our Instagram and Facebook page. It's Scoops Lacrosse, GASC, Georgia, South Carolina. But the best way just to get involved, bring your kid into the shop. Low Country Lacrosse, 66th Street and Paulson Street, right next to Kayak Cafe. The trick is, boy or girl, when they go into the shop and they see the lacrosse sticks, they see the equipment, they see everything, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And that's the coolest experience to see. Scoops, we don't play with equipment because everybody knows the biggest barrier to entry for boys lacrosse is all that stuff you got to get. And so, if the school wants to add Scoops Lacrosse, if a parent wants to add Scoops Lacrosse, come into the shop still. We're always in there. Talk to us how we can grow the game. Because if I am more than willing, I know Christian is, if parents come in and say, hey, how can we get this sport at this school? Guess what? We're going to work as hard as we can to try and make that happen. Because if we can get sticks in boys and girls' hands, they're going to love the game. And that's just what it comes down to.
Coach?
Absolute truth, man. I saw it my own son. I know your parents have been super big advocates of it. They're so proud of you and what you're doing, and following your passion for sports and especially lacrosse. But that's it. You're right, man. And I've seen it more than ever here at Calvary Day School this year. As soon as Bernie got on campus, every day another stick, another stick, another stick, and these guys are willing to sacrifice their own money and their own stuff to make sure they get kids in sticks' hands, and it's spreading like wildfire. It is so. I picked up more dadgum lacrosse balls around this campus than I could ever imagine, but it's a tremendous problem to have, and so grateful for it, man. So hey, thanks for growing the game. Thanks for being to the next great ambassador of lacrosse here in Savannah. You and Christian, Dick McAllister. And there's so many more. I know there's so many more, that you can name that have been out there helping grow this game. So appreciate what you're doing, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you again, guys, for having me. I think it's awesome that we get, anytime we talk about lacrosse, somebody's going to pick it up and be like, oh, what's that? So thank you guys for having me again. And thank you guys for spreading the word as well.
Hey, Dustin, it's been great watching you grow. Keep it going. And you're calling in to get the word out and to be with these kids. I know it's not just all about them learning how to pick up a stick and throw. You like being with them. They enjoy you. I've watched a couple of Scoops little things with those little kids, and you do a great job. Keep it up, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I mean, Chad, another local kid coming back, like you said, PA school or run a lacrosse program or run a lacrosse business. Like you said, he's found his calling. He's at a job where it's not a job. If you love what you're doing, like you and I, and you get up to go to work every day and it doesn't bother you, you really have won the battle. You've scored a goal.
Without a doubt. I mean, you've scored, you've netted it, you've done everything that you've wanted to do to accomplish. I remember my mom used to tell me that all the times, like, listen, hey, I would dig ditches if I had to provide for my family, but if you can find something you have a passion about and that you love, it'll never be work. You will never work a day in your life. My mom worked at a truck manufacturing plant for 27 years, but there was never a day that was work. She loved what she did. And it's so great to see young men like Dustin and so many others on the. Hey, we got to get someone on here from the girls' side as well at some point, Carl. And we can probably add Dustin from that because girls lacrosse. I look at what Richmond Hill has done this year. Look at Savannah Christian. Other schools now are like I know for us, man, all the girls are like, hey, where's our sticks? When do we get to start playing? You know, I'm sure you hear the same thing at Islands. They're like, hey, we got lacrosse. Where's it? Where's that for girls? And Richmond Hill is out there on the forefront, and Effingham and others. And so we got to get a girl in here talk about, you know, female lacrosse and the growth in that as well. So, yeah, man, it's exciting to see young people like Dustin, who was prominent here in Savannah, go off to Mercer, play at the collegiate level, come back and see that God had a different path, and he gets to impact lives on every day with having a passion for what he does.
And that's what it's all about. And that's what's keeping the sports or a sport alive or growing, just like Dick McAllis did way back when. And he was coined the godfather of lacrosse. So once again, a lot of fun to talk about. We'll be back in 3 minutes because it's my turn to grill this man. Let's see how well he answers the questions today. Okay, I promise you, nothing about Savannah, buddy, okay? I know you're getting a lot of those, but don't worry about it. This guy ain't going to do it this time to you.
All right, man.
All right, take us out.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, once again, we are live, all right, usually from the Serious Sports Universe, but we're from Coach's Corner. Rush Tribute Band tonight. Still some tickets available. Go see them. We have multiple shows on multiple levels. All right, Wednesday night, Carl and I usually are back in the Coach's Live at Coach's Corner, Wednesday night live. We'll be back. You got 2 podcasts, Hot Grits Now. All right, then the baseball guys. All right. Talking all, and we got to probably wrap up and talk a little Braves here, man. They finally got off the schneid last night and got a dub. But hey, we'll be back in 3 minutes. Thank our sponsors and thank John Harrison and Adele for what they do for us at the Karl Demasi Sports Report, live from Coach's Corner.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop to new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a
Yo,
winner.
you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New
Wetherington
York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Coach and AD on the Karl Demasi Sports Report, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. It's here every Saturday morning. We're on Facebook, Karl Demasi Sports Report, or Coach's Corner. We're on Twitter, KD Sports Report. We're on YouTube, the Karl Demasi Sports Report Facebook YouTube channel. It's always a lot of fun talking here every Saturday, talking local sports. And we got to thank John Henson. Got to thank our guest, Cam Turner. Next week, May 22nd, 10 o'clock, the Coastal Empire Soccer Coaches All-Star Game at Specialty Sports Complex. Cam Turner, we love you. Thanks for what you do for our kids. Then we had, of course, the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. Ryan Merklinger, Georgia Power Scholar Athlete, 4.2 average, going to Valpo. You got to love it. And the kid gives back to the community, 4-sport athlete. Okay, and then, of course, we just spoke to a former Benedictine cadet, but he's a local guy from Savannah, Georgia, Dustin White with Scoops Lacrosse. I'm not pushing Scoops Lacrosse. I'm pushing the point that a local kid can come back here and give to the community. Once again, I apologize to everybody. I haven't had a chance to do Twitter because I didn't have my backup laptop. Like chat knows, I'm doing 20,000 things during the break, and the lighting's been horrible because I didn't know it would be this horrible. I figured I'd be out on a patio. It would be beautiful, but I forgot there's an overhang that's blocking the sun. So you'll see me coming in and out of the picture, but it's been a lot of fun, Chad. And, we still got a lot of things to talk about, and why not? We haven't talked about them. The Toronto Blue Jays own the Braves.
Own them.
They own them. But the Braves came back last night out in Milwaukee, who was the original Milwaukee Braves. Okay. Right. So Boston Braves to Milwaukee Braves to Atlanta Braves, but they took care of business last night, 6-3. Hey, Smiley did a great job on the hill, too, which is good to see because that's been a big problem with the Braves is their pitching.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of all ends. It's like if they get good starting pitching, then the back end kind of blows up on them, and then and vice versa from there, or they struggle with the start and the pin plays does great. They just haven't been able to mesh it together. The big thing is they just can't lose get too far behind. I think they were 4 going into last night. I didn't see how the Mets, man, the Miracle Mets.
No. This team will never be the Miracle Mets, buddy. We're not going back to 1969. This team's a different team.
But the Mets are at the top of the standings right now, but I don't think the Braves have played the Mets yet.
No.
And so it's kind of weird how the schedule's falling out. And so they'll all have their chance to get back at each other. They played a ton of division games, more than they ever had in the last couple of years. And so if the Braves can just get 1 or 2 things squared away and the offense starts getting back on track, they're gonna be okay. But what are they, 17-20 right now?
Yes, 17-20.
Yeah, 17-20 right now. So we're getting close to that 40 game mark, Karl, that we talk about, from that standpoint. And so but the Bravos are hanging in there. If they can get some pitching fixed, then they'll be okay. That offense you can't keep that offense dormant all year. It's just not going to happen.
I like Coach Snicker. Okay, the man is great. He said he is not worried about what's going on with the Braves and their record until he gets to July 4th. When you get to July 4th, and this is one of those baseball golden rules, Usually who's leading at July 4th has a good chance to win the whole thing. So that's what he's waiting to see. I know he's got to be watching the record and he's got to be watching what his team's doing, but he's not worried about it. He's worried about getting the team straight right now, get him back on a winning path, and the outcome will take care of itself. A lot of talent, still early. I don't know about this 40-game mark. I know Kyle Lawson, the baseball fanatic who I do the podcast with, loves the 40-game report. It's got to be more than 40 games. I mean, you still got a lot of times. How many teams go on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-game winning streaks during the season? It's got to be a good percentage. So I think the Braves still have a shot with all the talent they got and with the pitching that'll start to come into effect, which always happens late in the season for the Braves. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got some surprises on the back end of their rotation. It's been pleasant surprises, just the front end, and then they unfortunately had another little setback. With
Acuna,
come back from Achilles, and so like you said, I believe what Snicker says. Hey, talk to me July 4th, and let's see see where we're all. Because you got a whole month of June. Really, I mean, you should start getting things figured out by then. So he's got half a month here, another month in June. So he goes, hey, talk to me July 4th, and we'll have the conversation then.
All right, quickly, what's going on in Savannah, Georgia today? Don't forget, 6 o'clock, Daffin Park. The Savannah Falcons semi-pro football team is taking on their arch rival, the Savannah Raiders. I think they're out of towards the Effingham area. Savannah Falcons are 3-3. They win. They'll have a good shot with the playoffs. Let's hope they can do it. $10 to get in. Under 10 is free, so get out there and support them. And next week, we got, once again, another Savannah Sports Council event coming in that they're backing through Chad and Georgia High School. We got some baseball coming in.
Yeah, we'll have the GHSA State Baseball Championships here. We're scheduled for Friday, Saturday, Monday. We're trying to get moved. We can get to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so no one has to kind of skip over. But I think it's really going to depend how some of these series goes on. Really, almost everybody's set, Carl. I think we're really going to get, I think Class A, Public, and AA is probably who Savannah's going to end up with, which is South Georgia teams. Listen, if Jeff Davis gets in it and Metter gets in it from Class A, man, it'll be a packed house at Grayson Stadium, like when we had Wayne County Yellow Jackets. And they had 4,000 fans in black T-shirts playing Loganville, who had about 30 over there in their little space. So once again, Banals will do a great job. Georgia High School will do a great job, and we'll get to run some state baseball here next week or so.
Hey, talk about it. I know I'm going off the topic here. The pitch count. Of course, the pitch count. Who did it cost? Thomas Central?
Yeah. And so pitch count violation happened there.
5 pitches over.
5 pitches over.
So they forfeit, and Callaway now comes in and takes on Jeff Davis, right?
Yeah. So, and that's, I mean, you sit there and every year we pay for, the service that Georgia High School uses with pitch count, and that's tough, man. That's a tough one to you win the series, but hey, rules are rules. They're there to protect the student athlete. I know they've already tried to appeal it. Didn't happen. Hey, I mean, you got a service you pay for, and they went back through it, and the appeal was denied. So there we go. So Jeff Davis is set up there. Imagine that, Carl. You think your season's over? Probably picked up uniforms already. Watch things. Start putting them away. Now get the bats and balls back out and get working, because you got a chance to play this, get to the state finals.
Yep. I mean, a rule is a rule, and we all got to go by it. I know it's not fair to the kids. Coach made a mistake. Hypothetically, I don't know what exactly happened, but the pitch count is really on the coach's plate. So, I mean, I feel bad, but it's got to be done, and you got to enforce it so people go by it. So that's a tough one. Yeah, that really is a tough one.
Yeah, that was, but hey, it happened in Charlton County a couple years ago as well. From that standpoint, but hey, it's happened before. They're not the first.
All right, it's time to take 3 steps out the door. We grill each other each week, whether it's food, movies, or whatever. This is going to be a lot of what-if questions for my boss here, okay?
All right.
So we're going to start out. 3 out the doors. The coach grilling the AD. All right, think about it now. Would you rather be a star of a bad team or an average player on an elite team?
I'd rather be average player on an elite team, just from the standpoint, one, you surround yourself with really good players, and you're probably will get to do some things that maybe you wouldn't do on the other team. Play for a World Series, play for a championship. I'd rather be the middle or low run guy on a really good team and get to enjoy some things than being the great guy who never gets to play in the Super Bowl or something of that nature.
All right, and you lived through this. Yeah, I'd rather be an average player on an elite team to make that elite team even better. Okay, I agree 100%. All right, now you've lived this the last 2 nights. Would you rather ensure overtime or risk losing and winning in regulation?
All right, say that one again.
Would you rather ensure overtime for your team or risk losing or winning in regulation?
I've done that. I've done it both. Typically I'm a defensive-minded guy. And
you're a goalkeeper.
I was a goalkeeper. But I've also, I've been in a game where, you're the same way, Carl. You've read games before. You've coached games, so many, and you kind of feel the pulse of your team. And if it's someone that you feel like you're outmatched by, hey, it goes back to Sun Tzu's Art of War. If you're overmatched, hey, irritate your opponent, try to play them as long as possible, string it out, and see what happens. If you feel like you're superior, hey, we're going to push the point and try to win it in regulation. So depends who you're playing, depends who your opponent is. I know it's 2 different answers, but that's how I feel. If we feel like we're overmatched, hey, let's string it out, get it overtime, give it to PKs. Saw that last night. Atlanta International was by far the better team. They dominated the game. And Wesleyan just hung on, played tremendous defense. Goalkeeper had a tremendous game. Came back, scored 2 goals in the last 3.5 minutes to tie it up. Got in overtime, still made some great saves, and they went in PKs. I guarantee you, after 10 minutes to start the game, Wesleyan did not think they were going to win a state championship, but they just persevered and hung on. All right, and eventually got it.
I know it's a tough question. A lot of coaches go through that. Do you go for the 2 points and give your team the win, or do you play for overtime? Or baseball, you're the away team. Do you play for the win or you play for the tie? I mean, it's whatever sport it is, you got to make that decision. And I agree with you 100%. It depends on where you're at and what's going on. So, a lot of people don't realize that.
Yep.
All right, last one. Would you rather be a legendary coach or a legendary player?
Oh, man.
That's a tough one.
Legendary coach or a legendary player?
Now, we're both coaches. We're both athletic directors. We are both players. I never made it to the college level. You did. So it's a tough one.
I think from a longevity standpoint, a legendary coach, because the impactful nature of what you're going to have is much longer and greater than your longevity as a player. We all have short windows. We don't know when that is. For 97% of us, it ends in high school. Then for only like 0.5%, they get ever go on and play it professionally. And so, it would be nice to be Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know about being Aaron Rodgers right now. He's being a little finicky. But still, they're all going to have Hall of Fame careers. But that career is going to end. I don't know. Tom Brady might play forever. He's found the fountain of youth. But for the rest of us, I think the longevity of a coaching career and the impact you can have from that standpoint is what I go with.
All right, and I'm throwing you a 4th one. I know it's 3.
I saw it.
Would you rather play? Here we go, Aaron Rodgers. I saw this one too. Would you rather play for a team you've played for 20 years, or go to another team and make tons of more money?
For him, man, it can't be about the money aspects. He's already got enough money. I think his frustration lies in, once again, same thing happened. What's so funny, Carl, is the same thing happened to him that happened to Brett Favre.
Yep.
Drafted a QB. Favre was totally upset with it.
Yep.
Started getting mad at the Packer. And as soon as that happened, you saw it start to disintegrate and fall apart there. And I think you're seeing the same thing in Green Bay. I mean, heck, he was NFL MVP last year. I mean, he's an MVP caliber player. and it's just disintegrating. As soon as they drafted a quarterback to be his heir apparent, it is just fallen. The relationship is falling apart. And I don't think he's going to stay as a Packer. I think he's trying to find a move on, and where that's going to be though. I mean, I don't know if anybody's that he can go to is going to be better than what he has in Green Bay. They were literally 3 plays away from being in the Super Bowl last year. I don't know where he's going to go. That's going to be better. I don't think you go to the NFC West. I mean, why you going to go to the West and play against Mahomes? And, people talk about him going to Denver. Why go there? I mean, you're in a division that you can win. You're in a conference. Hey, yeah, you got Brady, but you go to the West, man. I mean, it's stacked over there.
I think the only thing he likes the cold weather.
Yeah, maybe. So
all right. Like I said, during this whole podcast, during this whole live broadcast, okay, I'm sorry that the lighting's been bad for me. Coach is in his office. I didn't foresee any problems like this. I thought I'd be on a balcony overlooking the Atlantic Ocean would be bright as could be. But like I said, a balcony and the sun's not facing this way. So, but we've had a lot of fun. I mean, Chad, next week we're taking you on the road. Where are we going? Let you pronounce that long title.
We're going to be live from Specialty Sports Complex on the campus of Calvary Day School at 5625 Waters Avenue, a corner of Paulson. One of the favorite places to be right here in Middle Midtown. We were talking to one of the coaches last night from Holy Innocents. They came down here and played in 2019, and they said, man, they absolutely loved the atmosphere when they came on campus to be playing in the middle of a town, road going by, in the middle of a neighborhood. A lot of people think it's a very special place, and it is. So it'll be great next week. Have 100 student athletes on our campus playing a game they love, a lot of them for the last time. And so we'll be out here live, calling the game, commentating on game, having this show, and it'll be fun to take Coach's Corner with us on the road.
Oh, so you're going to be doing commentating. I mean, Cam Turner didn't ask me to do that. I gotta.
Me and you could do some commentating while we're doing the show. I'm sure we're going to look up, probably see a goal scored here or there, nice assist. We can get some commentary in while we're doing the show.
I mean, he's streaming it, but he don't ask the coach. Okay, I got you.
We're streaming it, but we ain't really we ain't calling the game. I'm just punching the numbers in a computer to make sure the camera works.
I'm only joking with you. Another thing that I don't have time to do. So
yeah.
Anyway, but you didn't give me the title of the game there, buddy. That's what I'm looking for.
Was it the Coastal Empire Coaches All-Star Classic, 11th year? Is that close? That's about
the Coastal Empire Soccer Coaches All-Star Classic.
Yeah, it's like saying the Club Car, Corn Ferry, whatever at Deer Creek. That was we had to say for that whole Saturday. It's like, man, gosh, write this thing down for me. It's crazy.
And we'd like to thank you, whether you listen or watch for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We got some. John Henderson was checking in on us. He says, "Coach, can't see Coach. Need Lawrence to bring you lights." Motel 6, Lawrence Bennett, the producer, Rubbin' Grubbin. Here's one for you. Dennis Kessler, loyal follower, every Saturday morning. Good morning, Coach Demasi, Coach Griffin. I'd like to thank Coach Griffin for his service at Calvary. We will miss you. I'd like to thank you for everything you do. So, once again, they're following us. And, of course, Lawrence Bennett, great show, guys. Well, Lawrence, we miss you, Lawrence. We need the Motel 6 lights.
Without a doubt.
So, all right, let's wrap this up. So, what must we do to keep everybody safe?
Hey, get the vaccine for one. Hey, that's the whole thing. If you got the vaccine, don't have to wear a mask anymore. Thank you, CDC. But stay safe out there. Keep hand sanitizing. All right, be smart. Be safe. We're almost there. So normalcy's coming. All right, if we can just get gas prices back down, we'll be all right.
So remember, whatever you may be doing today, tomorrow, until we see you Wednesday night, may you hit it out of the park. And until next week, may this have been your best week ever. We're out of here. God bless. We'll talk to you next Saturday. And like I always got to say, Chad, you got to love it.
Gotta love it. Hey, give Zach a big hug for me, man. Enjoy the wedding tonight.
What about Trisha?
Well, I can't really give Trisha a hug. You can give Zach a hug for me. So
I'll do that.
All right, man. See you later.
Peace out. Hey, go home and do some yard work or something, or get out of the office.
Yeah. I will.
See you later.
Appreciate it.